Hey folks, it's your neighbor passing on some information we learned about the problem with the Samsung top-loading wash machines and their balance issues. I found some videos out there that identify the likely popular problem idea to be 4 suspension rods, one in each corner in between the drum and the outside shell of the wash machine. And you get to those by taking a couple screws off here and here. You got a couple under here, so you got to take the back screws off of this component, rock this back, which will allow you to take the top lid off and out of the way, and you can access those suspension rods. Those suspension rods are just like big long bolts with springs on the bottom, and they are easy to change. They costed about 80 bucks on Amazon, and easy to take in and out, except for this one over here. Folks don't mention it, but it has a detergent or fabric softener hose wrapped around it to keep it out of the way. Just know that, and make sure you have a good headlight so you can see it, and then unwrap. When you pull that rod out, just kind of give it a corkscrew maneuver to get that hose off of it. When you go to put it back in, reverse the process and try to do that, because it's important to keep that hose out of the way. Or you could just zip tie it out of the way. But here's the deal. We replaced our suspension rods, didn't solve the problem. And so I came down here and got myself a nice view of the spin cycle when it gave me the error code for being out of balance. Oh, by the way, when you go to do those suspension rods, be sure you calibrate your machine. You can Google up how to do it, but it's by pushing, I think, delay, end, and soil at the same time, and it'll pull up your code that allows you to push start, and for about 30 seconds it'll balance. It'll set the balancing parameters. But we did that too, and our balancing issues were still a problem. So we're fixing to show you what the problem is. Now when this thing starts to spin, I want you to just pay attention to that center of the drum and watch how it wobbles and loses the round rotation, which kind of tells you that it's not likely, in my opinion, the suspension rods holding the top of the basket in place. This thing loses its center of rotation-ness, if you will. Can't find a better word. Right there in the center. And you can see how the very center of this drum slides left and right and gets sloppy all over the place. I went to look up the replacement parts for that seal and bearing kit, and it's about 450 bucks, maybe 500 bucks. It's labor intensive, and you're talking about easily two-thirds of the cost of the new machine. See how that, look how bad that wobble is. Now after it tries a couple times, you'll see, of course, your balance code. So when you see the center of the hub that badly sliding to the left and right, that tells me that the point of contact that's lost its grip is the seal and bearing underneath. I'm not going to do it. Off to the store we go for a new machine. I sure love Samsungs, the way they look, the features on them, everything about them, but man, we just seem to be buying one every 3 years. So there you are, folks. I hope that helps you before you bought the suspension rods and wasted your money on that.